but it ended up being terrifying. And the day we got home from WrestleMania, the next morning at 6 a.m.,
What if the legend who could raise the stakes in the ring meets his final match outside the spotlight? Mark William Calaway, known to the world as the Undertaker, has spent 3 decades haunting the WWE with unmatched dominance and an untouchable legacy. But beyond the lights, he built an empire that stunned fans. A sprawling mansion, high-end assets, and personal ventures that could rival any champion's fortune. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on that life. And then we're facing the harshest truth of all. He's gone forever after a tragic car accident that left the wrestling world in disbelief. Stick around as we unravel the events that took this Deadman legend from the pinnacle of wrestling to a final, unimaginable goodbye. Mark William Calaway's story begins in the heart of Houston, Texas, on a March day in 1965. Growing up in a hard-working family as the youngest of 5 brothers, David, Michael, Paul, and Timothy, Mark was surrounded by the grit and determination that would later define his path. The loss of his father, Frank Compton Calaway, in July 2003, and the later passing of his brother Timothy in March 2020 at 63, were moments that shaped his perspective on life, instilling a profound sense of resilience that carried into every arena he entered. From an early age, Calaway's talent shone in the world of sports. While attending Waltrip High School in Houston, he excelled on both the football and basketball courts, his physical prowess evident to anyone who watched him play. He graduated in 1983 and earned a scholarship to Angelina College in Lufkin, Texas, where he continued to develop as a formidable athlete. Yet ambition drove him further. In 1985, he transferred to Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth, majoring in sport management while dominating the basketball scene as a center for the Rams. During the 1985-86 season, his height and athleticism made him a cornerstone of the team, and he even entertained the idea of pursuing a professional basketball career in Europe. The decision to forego that path in 1986, however, marked a turning point that would reshape his destiny. He chose to leave college and pursue a career that would eventually be etched into the annals of professional wrestling history. Calaway's wrestling journey commenced on June 26, 1987, when he debuted for World Class Championship Wrestling, WCCW, under the moniker Texas Red. Though his stint there was brief, it served as the first stepping stone in a career that would soon expand beyond the borders of any single promotion. In 1988, he joined the Continental Wrestling Association, CWA, experimenting with a range of characters, including the Master of Pain and the Punisher, each iteration showcasing his imposing presence and raw athletic ability. These early experiments caught the eye of larger promotions, and in 1989, he signed with World Championship Wrestling, WCW, under the name The Master of Pain. WCW provided a broader stage, and Calaway refined his in-ring techniques, sharpening the skill set that would later become indispensable. Yet it was the moment he entered the ring as the Deadman that would define the rest of his life. The Undertaker's entrance was a carefully orchestrated spectacle, a slow, deliberate descent from a smoke-filled, dimly lit corridor, the ominous organ music that would become synonymous with his persona, and the dramatic pause as he finally stepped onto the stage, his face illuminated by a lone, flickering light. These elements combined to create an aura that was both terrifying and magnetic, drawing audiences into a world where the line between myth and reality blurred. From that point onward, Calaway's career took off with a force that would reverberate throughout the wrestling world. His storyline developments, whether playing the hero or the villain, were all woven around this central character, allowing him to embody the Deadman persona with unwavering authenticity. Calaway's achievements are as legendary as his in-ring presence. He became a staple of WWE programming, participating in numerous high-profile matches that cemented his status as a wrestling icon. He held the WrestleMania streak for many years, winning 21 consecutive matches before his first loss, a staggering feat that elevated him to a near-mythic status among fans. Calaway also dominated title reigns, capturing championships across multiple promotions. His performances in classic matches against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25 and 26 and the Hell in a Cell encounter with Triple H at WrestleMania 28 were widely praised. earning accolades from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the Wrestling Observer newsletter, and other prestigious awards. These matches showcased his ability to elevate storytelling, turning each encounter into a masterclass of athleticism and drama. Beyond the squared circle, Calaway proved to be a versatile entertainer. He ventured into Hollywood, securing roles that allowed him to extend the reach of his Deadman persona into cinema and television. His appearances in television series and movies further broadened his appeal, introducing The Undertaker to a wider audience who might not have otherwise experienced the thrill of WWE entertainment. Calaway also made a significant impact in the realm of video games, starring in titles that ranged from WWF WrestleMania to WWF No Mercy. These games were not only a testament to his popularity, but also served as a platform for fans to interact with the character in a new, immersive format. Real estate became another arena where Calaway's meticulous eye for detail and commitment to quality shone. He and his wife moved to a stunning mansion in Austin, Texas, a property that reflects a blend of modern luxury and understated elegance. The house, valued at roughly $3.9 million, sits on Barton Creek's prestigious Amara Drive. It features 4 spacious bedrooms, each with a private ensuite, and a wet bar that boasts a custom wine refrigerator, oak cabinets, and marble countertops, ideal for hosting or unwinding. At the heart of the home is a state-of-the-art gourmet kitchen, complete with high-end appliances, custom cabinetry, and premium marble surfaces. The mansion's interior is a showcase of superior craftsmanship, from exposed Douglas fir beams to European white oak flooring. Every detail is curated to create a warm, inviting atmosphere. Security and technology are integrated seamlessly throughout the property, underscoring Calaway's commitment to both privacy and convenience. The home is outfitted with a comprehensive security camera system and integrated Wi-Fi, ensuring that every corner of the mansion is protected and connected. With Lutron home automation and motorized blinds, residents can control lighting, temperature, and ambience at the touch of a button, marrying luxury with practicality. Outside, the estate boasts manicured lawns, a pristine golf course view, and a sparkling pool, an escape from the Texas heat that reflects the balance Calaway sought between work and relaxation. A 2-car garage, epoxy flooring, and an electric vehicle charging station demonstrate his foresight and adaptability to modern trends. Before settling in Austin, Calaway owned a breathtaking Mediterranean-style mansion in the West Lake neighborhood of Houston. This 6,000 square foot masterpiece, rich with limestone railings and Italian clay roof tiles, combined old-world charm with contemporary luxury. The home featured 6 bedrooms, a master suite with a spa-inspired bathroom, a discreet cigar room accessed via fingerprint, and a fully appointed guest suite, all designed to offer both comfort and grandeur. After living in this grand estate, Calaway sold it for $4.1 million, making way for a new owner to experience its distinctive beauty. Throughout his career, Calaway's presence as The Undertaker has earned him unparalleled accolades. In a 2013 Digital Spy poll, fans voted him the greatest WWE wrestler ever, a testament to the deep admiration he has cultivated over decades. IGN placed him as the 2nd greatest wrestler of all time, noting his character as a revered artifact within the wrestling industry. Sports Illustrated and other respected publications consistently highlighted his Deadman persona as one of the most compelling in professional wrestling history. Calaway's ability to reinvent himself while staying true to his core character has kept him at the forefront of the sport for an impressive span of time. His legacy extends beyond titles and accolades. Calaway has been a pivotal figure in shaping the weekly programming that captivated audiences worldwide. His matches, from a legendary 12-minute bout with Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1999 to the high-impact Hell in a Cell encounter at WrestleMania 28, were celebrated for their storytelling and athleticism. These performances earned him awards such as the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Match of the Year and the Slammy Award for Match of the Year, reinforcing his status as a benchmark for excellence in the ring. Even after his final match, Calaway's influence persisted. He continued to engage with fans through various media, from guest appearances on talk shows to participation in charitable events, cementing his legacy not only as a performer, but as a public figure who leveraged his platform for broader impact. His personal journey, from a high school athlete to a wrestling legend, from a real estate mogul to a cultural icon, illustrates a life lived with purpose and unwavering dedication. In reflecting upon Calaway's storied career, one recognizes that The Undertaker's impact transcends the physicality of the sport. His character brought depth, intrigue, and a sense of mythic grandeur to wrestling, creating narratives that resonate long after the final bell. His record-breaking streaks, unforgettable matches, and steadfast commitment to storytelling have left an indelible mark on the industry. Even as fans and journalists celebrate his achievements, the true measure of Calaway's legacy lies in the way he consistently pushed boundaries, set new standards, and inspired countless individuals, both within and outside the wrestling community, to pursue greatness with relentless fervor. In the years that followed the final bell, the legacy of The Undertaker continued to resonate far beyond the squared circle, touching realms as varied as television ratings, peer accolades, and the uncharted terrains of film, politics, and philanthropy. When a television rating skyrocketed to 1.5 million viewers during a high-stakes episode featuring the iconic figure, the network's executives and fans alike marveled at the sheer reach of this phenomenon. Yet no statistic alone could encapsulate the awe that accompanied each new broadcast. Critics and insiders, from Big E to Big Boss, recounted how the 9-minute episode, a masterclass in suspense and storytelling, left the audience in a state of reverent anticipation, culminating in a finale that cemented the record for the highest television viewership in WWE history. The reverence of industry peers mirrored the audience's fervor. Big E, Big Boss, Big K, and Big L, all stalwarts who stood beside The Undertaker in backstage halls, voiced admiration for his unmatched craft. The legend's influence permeated the very fabric of the company's creative decisions, and no one could deny that the presence of The Undertaker during a title match between RKO and the WWE champion not only turned the episode into a ratings juggernaut, but also redefined the storytelling arc of the entire roster. The 9-minute segment became a touchstone for narrative ingenuity, a benchmark against which every subsequent episode would be measured. Yet, as with all great sagas, the final chapters were fraught with turbulence. The post-steroid era, a time of shifting audience expectations, introduced a new generation of athletes whose style and technique demanded a different pace and an unrelenting focus on athleticism. The Undertaker's resilience shone brightest during his early career, but as the years progressed, the toll of repeated injuries began to take its toll. In a decisive match against RKO, a brutal blow to the neck resulted in a severe concussion that forced him into a brief, yet pivotal, hiatus. The injury, while temporary, left an indelible mark on his future trajectory, leading him to adapt his style in an attempt to balance the demands of the ring with the realities of aging. Despite these challenges, The Undertaker remained a force on the television screens, and yet, critics did not let his legacy rest on past glories. When the match against Karrion Kross unfolded, it was met with a wave of harsh criticism from both live audiences and the broader wrestling community. The brutal nature of the clash, coupled with the execution of the finishing moves, drew sharp criticism from fans who felt the match lacked the emotional depth and storytelling finesse that had once defined his legacy. Even as the crowd cheered, there was an undercurrent of disappointment, a sense that the grandeur of his entrance music was juxtaposed against a less than spectacular in-ring performance. These criticisms were not limited to the ring. The Undertaker's foray into television storylines, with the unexpected involvement of his then-spouse Sarah Frank, had also sparked intense debate. When Sarah appeared on WWE television, her role became a central point of a heated feud with Diamond Dallas Page, who portrayed an obsessive stalker intent on destroying The Undertaker's personal life. The storyline blurred the lines between reality and performance, leaving fans to grapple with the idea that The Undertaker's personal life could be manipulated for narrative purposes. Critics questioned whether this storyline was a calculated attempt to generate heat, or simply a creative exercise that tested the boundaries of storytelling. Beyond the ring, The Undertaker's cinematic pursuits offered fans a different lens through which to appreciate his craft. His early acting roles, including a debut in a 1991 horror film and a 1994 feature set in a haunted house, introduced him to a broader audience. Each performance was a masterclass in subtlety and nuance, where The Undertaker's physical presence and vocal delivery combined to create a haunting atmosphere. He would later reprise his character's trademark appearance in a 1998 television movie that brought the same dark, brooding aura to a broader audience, cementing his place as a versatile performer. In a period of reflection, The Undertaker's political affiliations became a source of controversy. In 2022, during a rally that featured his entrance music in a political ad aimed at criticizing a then presidential candidate, fans and journalists questioned whether he had given permission for the use of his theme. The political use of the music raised concerns that he might be associated with a campaign he had not supported. Later revelations that he had previously donated to a political campaign complicated the narrative further, as it cast his personal values in a different light. However, this was not the only dimension to The Undertaker's personal life. The Undertaker had a profound love for combat sports, particularly boxing and MMA, that influenced his in-ring style. By incorporating elements of Brazilian jiu-jitsu into his matches, he demonstrated a willingness to evolve, adapt, and integrate new techniques into a classic style. He earned a black belt in 2011, a testament to his dedication. This martial arts background added a layer of sophistication to his rope walk, striking offense, and defensive maneuvers that kept his matches fresh, even as his physical capabilities began to wane. The Undertaker's business acumen extended beyond the wrestling world. In partnership with a business associate, he launched a commercial bill building that fused their names in a clever brand, demonstrating a keen sense of entrepreneurship. He also invested in animal welfare, establishing a fund at a veterinary school that provided medical treatment for large dogs in need. His charitable work showcased a softer, compassionate side that fans had rarely seen, adding depth to his public persona. The Undertaker's friendships were no less noteworthy. During the early years of his career, he formed a tight-knit group that stood in contrast to the Clique, a more dominant backstage group that was known for controlling booking decisions. This group, the Bone Street Crew, served as a brotherhood built on mutual respect. Every member tattooed the initials BSK on their bodies as a sign of loyalty, and The Undertaker proudly displayed his own. Their bond served as a source of strength during the grueling demands of a wrestling career that required constant physical and mental resilience. The Undertaker's later career, however, also brought with it a series of controversies. Critics like Big K and others, who had once celebrated his matches, voiced concerns over the match's execution in recent years. The 2019 Karrion Kross match, in particular, received harsh criticism from the fan base. Some argued that The Undertaker's performance was lacking the depth and intensity that had defined his earlier matches. Even the fans' expectations, raised by his earlier triumphs, seemed to be at odds with the current state of his performances. In some cases, fans were left with a sense of loss, as The Undertaker's matches failed to recapture the earlier magic. As The Undertaker's legacy continued to grow, so did his involvement in political discourse. In a public statement in 2020, he expressed support for a movement that had been controversial among wrestling fans. Critics and supporters alike reacted to his stance. In 2024, he openly endorsed a former president's re-election, confirming his political support. While The Undertaker was largely known for his on-screen persona, he was not averse to expressing his admiration for a fellow WWE legend in the political arena. He praised a charismatic actor who was speculated to run for the presidency, saying that he would support the actor's candidacy if he ran, acknowledging his ability to unite people. The Undertaker's political views thus presented a complex, layered picture, far beyond the wrestling world. In all, The Undertaker's story is one that spans decades, from his early days as a charismatic, feared presence in the ring to his later roles as an actor, a philanthropist, a real estate investor, and a political commentator. He has endured criticism, but has also received praise from peers and the audience alike. His legacy continues to shape the world of professional wrestling, yet it also extends to unexpected places, from the streets, where he built the Bone Street Crew, to the halls, where he raised funds for animal welfare. He is a man who has been a legend in the ring, but who has also taken a different path, showing his resilience in a changing world. As the fans look back at his legendary matches, they also reflect on his journey of growth. which has proven that he will remain an unforgettable figure, with an impact that will continue to echo through future generations. In the wake of that tragic car accident, the world finally saw the immortal figure who once ran a streak of unbeatable nights, built myth-laden narratives, amassed fortunes, and stirred debate across sport, media, and politics, reduced to a single, heartbreaking loss. A man who pushed boundaries until the final bell rang for the last time. What will we do with the legacy he left behind when his presence can no longer fill the arena?